My name is Greg Nouza, and I'm a senior loan officer and branch manager with Nationwide Mortgage Bankers out in Wading River, New York. You're probably watching this video because you were referred to me by either Zillow.com, your real estate agent, maybe we met at an open house, maybe you found me online or through some of my marketing, maybe you even saw me on a shopping cart at King Cullen. The purpose of this video is to introduce myself and highlight some of the benefits that customers enjoy by working with my office, and moreover, just to even explain what does a loan officer do in the context of a real estate transaction. So a little bit about me. I've been writing mortgages for over 20 years, and in those 20 years, I've worked for a wide variety of different lenders. I've worked for depository institutions where you can open a checking or savings account, where I was a top producer for Chase and Citibank for a while. I've worked for mortgage brokers, where you're more of a middleman between the banks and the consumer. And now I work for a mortgage bank where we are ultimately lending our own money. All we do is write mortgages. We don't do checking accounts. We don't write car loans. And we're really good at what we do. What does a loan officer do? So as you may or may not know, there are 3 professionals that will support you throughout your real estate journey. First, you have your real estate agent, and they'll of course help identify properties that might be suitable for your goals. Ultimately, they'll take you out and show you those properties. And then if you find something you love, they're gonna help submit the offer. And not to mention, they facilitate things along the way, like a home inspection. Next, you'll have your real estate attorney. And your attorney will be responsible for facilitating contracts, and they'll also be at the closing, where they'll help you finalize that transaction. Behind the scenes is your loan officer. And typically it begins and ends with your loan officer. The first thing a customer really should do when they have the notion that they want to become a homeowner is they should get pre-approved, because it's a numerical transaction before it's a physical transaction. A loan officer is going to do a pre-approval where we make sure that all the numbers projected for whatever properties you might be looking at not only are suitable for the bank, but that they also work for you. Even if the bank is approving the numbers, but they don't work for my customer, what good is that? So that's where we'll make sure that logistically, the properties that you might be looking at, they all work. Next, I'll be writing up that pre-approval letter, but first we have to look at all your documents. What documents are we looking at? Well, things like pay stubs, W-2s, driver's licenses, bank statements. If you're self-employed, we'll also want to look at your tax returns. Of course, from customer to customer, it can be different, but nothing too crazy, so it shouldn't take you too long to get those documents together. Now, as far as the loan officer finalizing the transaction, that's where the bank can make a big difference. I'm fortunate where my underwriters and my processors are dedicated to my office. So I enjoy usually around a 30-day turnaround time. I have direct access to my underwriters. We're very flexible with our guidelines. And if anything comes up, that's where you're very good to work with a mortgage banker, because we have that relationship with our underwriters where we can work it through. All we want to do is see a smooth, easy, fast closing for our clients, because the referrals that I receive are based on doing a great job. So, what are some of the benefits that my clients enjoy by working with me personally? Well, in case you didn't get the memo, it's a really competitive market out there. There's not a ton of inventory, and meanwhile, there's a lot of buyers out there. So how do I, as a loan officer, take you, my well-qualified customer, and champion you to the seller once you find a property that you love? Well, I have a few techniques that I've learned that have kept us really busy and really successful in getting accepted offers for my clients. I look at the pre-approval letter not as just a piece of paper where we check the box and say, okay, now we're pre-approved. No, the pre-approval letter gets submitted with your offer, and I look at it like a resume. The stronger we can present, the better our chances of getting an accepted offer. So my pre-approvals, unlike most pre-approvals, it's usually about 4 or 5 pages where I create a cover page. I superimpose a picture of the property that we're offering on because I want that seller to feel special, like we've taken an opportunity to make a pre-approval letter specific to them. I'll also highlight some of the things that you bring to the table as far as your strengths go. So say, for example, that your credit scores are really strong. Credit scores don't show on a standard pre-approval letter. So I write a separate page. Say that your debt-to-income ratio is really low. I'll put that on the pre-approval letter. Let's say, for example, you've been at your job for 10 years and you're very stable, where your chances of being furloughed or laid off are very minimal. Guess what? During COVID, that was a really big problem. So I highlight that on the pre-approval letter. Let's just say that you're a first-time home buyer where you don't have to sell a property, or you could be flexible with how long you're prepared to wait. Say the seller needs more time because they have a property being built in another state and they need an extra month or two. I'll talk about how your flexibility is also a benefit. So it differs case to case with each customer, but these are the things that as we present them, the seller can make a more informed decision about who they take on as a buyer. And all I want them to do is feel like we've done our due diligence, that we've looked at everything, and that there can be no wrinkles or issues as we bring that loan to fulfillment. Do all banks do these things? Not at all. And that's why I continue to be popular with my office. A final thing that I'll do is, just in the way that I'm making a video introducing myself to you, I make a video talking about you as the buyer and all your strengths as far as your eligibility goes, and I will send that video to the listing agent once an offer is made. So when that listing agent is sitting with their seller, showing them all the offers and the pre-approval letters, well, there we are with a 5-page pre-approval letter and a video that they can literally show their seller, where I'm talking about all the advantages of working with you, our well-qualified buyer. And as you can imagine, that's going to enhance our chances of getting an accepted offer. So do I do this every time? Yeah, I do. Does it get results? Yes, it does. And that's where I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to answer any questions you have about the home buying process. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, because the more that we can know about one another, the better our process can be. Have a great day. Good luck with your home buying, and feel free to give me a call anytime. I work 7 days a week because I love what I do.